Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So I am working on my Tracie Fox December Daily tag book. So since you last saw me, I have covered all the rest of the pages. I've not put the washi in because some of the days probably a different colour would work better. So anyway, I went through and I did all these and I inked round the edges of them all, so they're all sorted. We can see how it wants to bow out, but that's perfectly fine. And I printed off, I just printed off to day 14 and I put them in, I cut them out and I put them in bags ready. And then I realised that actually, because I'm doing it so double spreads at a time, I want the two to match, or sort of coordinate. And so when I looked at 9 and 10, I don't think they would really coordinate, and that would mess in my head and I couldn't do it. So what I decided to do was I thought I'm gonna have to print the rest off and pair them up. See, that's one that I didn't use in the right order because it didn't go, and I've still got last year's kit here. And last night Ed went away. Well, he went away about lunchtime, and so I just binged watched Netflix and had a little play. So these are sort of last year, so I've just stuck them together. The other bits are there, and then I made up 2 tags. So this one I just backed on. When I cut these pages, I got a much better way of doing it, that I ripped down the perforations, and I got 4 pages out of each one of those rectangles, and I cut them all the same, and then I had a strip that was just wide enough for a tag back, and I thought, oh well, that's cool. So so last year's was printed just on 120 GSM, so I backed it onto this, and then I made a pocket out of this, took one of the little tags, again backed it onto that paper, so that can go in there. So I can use that in this one if I want to. These two match nicely actually, so these could be 2 days that I use. So this was a pocket, and then there was this little strip that I made into another pocket, and then just used these 2 little elements stick in there. I haven't finished this tag, and I'd quite like this to be a floating pocket, but normally with a floating pocket I would clip it around, but this is too thick, so I might just, as if it was a tag, stick it in a pocket and then it can be pulled out, and then I might stick something on the back there for writing on. Loads and loads of writing space on this, or even a photo, whatever, but I like that as a pocket. So that's what I was doing yesterday, getting prepared. So what I decided to do was print them all off so that I could match them together, pages that would work really well together. That was my thoughts. Sort of go through and think, so I think those 2 go really well together, so I might put that as a pair. And that's all I'm doing, is looking at I might not use her. That seems terribly modern, which might not fit with my taste. So and I'm not a cutesy person, so I may not use these gnomes. Anybody in Stampin' Up world that know me, they know we've got a gnome set in Stampin' Up. I don't do it. I just don't like it. I can't do it. If I can't do it, I can't do it. So like that reminds me of, well, that reminds me of that page. If I'd have done this before, I'd have probably matched these 2 up, but yeah, too late now. That ship sailed, Jez. So that is what I'm doing, is going through and seeing which ones sort of match together. And then I printed off the extra sheets as well. I'm going to sneeze. So that I've got them to play with. And then I went into Tracie's freebie as well. She's got a Christmas tag freebie. I didn't print off all the pages. I printed off the pages where it had elements that I thought I might use with this one to help if I'm stuck with matching up. I love the Christmas postcards, and these are great for sticking on the front of a tag as well. So I'm going to sort them out into the pairs that I want them to be, and then we can start making it up. Okay, so I have sorted them all out, and because not everything was cut up, I've put them in a Polly Pocket. So I've matched them up, I've labelled them. So that's my 9 and my 10, my 11 and 12. I've sort of put all the 3 blue tags in there. I thought I'd do something with that. That's going to be my 13 and my 14. I thought these 2 that I made last night go well together, so putting them in 15 and 16. And then we've got 17 and 18, 19 and 20, 21 and 22 are in there, 23 and 24. I wanted to leave that as the Christmas Eve one because that's what I like. And I want to do Christmas Day and Boxing Day, so I've just put a few things in there. They may change, and they may be on different pages. So there, I'm sorted. I may change my mind as I go through, and I've still got spares to pull on, which I'll probably utilise, and I've got these as well that I could pull in. I've also got these. I did buy these with the intention of using these, but it does depend. They're because it's board book, it's already thick, but I'm gonna put them there anyway. And I've got a few bits and bobs here as well. So yeah, I am just gonna sort of create now. I think I'll do it in time lapse, because you've seen me put these together. Well, some of them. That one I did, didn't I? Couldn't do it much the same way. So yeah, let's see what happens. Right, so I was cutting these things out and sort of piecing them together and sort of having some ideas, and as I thought I was following this sort of design, so I wanted something for the pockets. So I looked at last year's kit and thought, oh, they could be nice pockets. I put them that size, and so like this page, they'll mirror each other. And then I cut out this tree from the extras to go on. I thought we've got a wreath on one, we've got a tree on another, and then I thought, oh, hang on, I put a tree on that one, and it's like the same tree, but this one's got baubles on it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to turn over and have the same tree there. So I thought, well, I need different tag then, don't I? So I went back and looked at the tags, and this one was in last year's, and I thought, well, I could use that instead, but it's too big. So because all of mine are printed a little bit smaller to fit the board book, so I've gone and printed it. It's still a little bit bigger, but I think it'll work. So I've printed that. I think I'm going to use that instead of this, and I might even use that and not that one. Don't know. I'll decide when I'm doing it, but I'm going to use that. And I also remembered that I bought Tracie's flashcards as well. So I've printed some full size, some 2 to a page, some in red, some in green, and I even did some 4 to a page, so they're really small. So I'm thinking I might use some of those as well. So I am going to get these cut out, inked, so that I'm ready then to put the pages together, and I will film me putting them together, but in time lapse. So before I go into time lapse, what I've done is all the tag sections I've tea dyed. So I did that yesterday. They've been under heavy books overnight, not quite flat. I probably needed heavier books, but I think they'll be fine. I can always flatten them again once they're made. Yeah, so I went right up until the 18th of copy dyeing them. I just find it easier. I just do it on my desk with a paintbrush, and then I put it on the radiator because the heating was on, because it's -3. So I'll just start now in time lapse sorting these all out. all done, so I thought I'd just give you a quick flip through. So I did initially do 2 pockets exactly the same, which is not the way I wanted it. I wanted them to be like a mirror image, so I made another one, and then I just decorated this, folding it out like I did in the other one. I did create a little extra pocket there and use some of Tracie's flashcards. That one hasn't been inked on the back, so just give that a little ink because I'll forget. And I created my numbers by die cutting them out of some. I'd embossed some wood grain and then inked it, and yeah, did those. On this side matches that side. I've got a little pocket there with more of those flashcards, and then I just left that fairly simple. I kept changing my mind about which tag base I wanted to use, but that's 9 and 10. So then we've got 11 and 12. So I used a mixture of the blue ones. It took me quite a while to sort of decide on what I wanted for this. And these are some new dies that are coming out in January from Stampin' Up. So we've got the whole alphabet and the numbers, and they're these nice thin ones. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with them. And then these just, with a magnet, open up. Quite simple. I did want to do that the other way, so they both opened up that way, and I did try ripping it off and then realised that I wasn't going to be able to do that, so left it like that. And then we've got 13 and 14, so use the tag there, and I've got these 2 in there, so that's one, that's from last year's kit. And then this one, so I cut it in half and put that, because when I coffee dyed it, I must have laid it over something else, so it was marked, which was why I wanted to have a pocket. That was a blue 13. I thought rather than make another one, I'd just colour it. And then we've got this fold up there, and then I just created a sort of almost Christmas tree, sort of triangular little look going on there. And then 15 and 16. So these, I'd already made these before. I didn't do them on camera, and I was just relaxing and messing, and so putting them together in this, I did have to decorate this tag, and then I put some extra decoration on this pocket, and then put in another flashcard, and finish it off. Most wonderful time, and then time for giving. So yeah, that is it finished. So that's up to 16. So now I will continue with the next 8 up to 24. I might finish altogether in the next video, I don't know. So I hope you were able to follow there with the time lapse, and I hope you're liking what I've done. The board book is getting very, very chunky, but I quite like it, and I'm thinking it would actually make quite a nice little Christmas decoration, to be fair. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to doing some more. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.